Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we're going to continue with our heavyweight uh, tournament using Title Bout Championship Boxing. And the next matchup we have here at Yankee Stadium will be Pinklon Thomas versus Gerry Cooney, scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing. And this is our 19th bout in the first round of this tournament. All bouts were determined by random draw. Fighters are listed below and the matchups. We have already fought 18 bouts. This is the 19th. Also below, we've listed a couple of fights that we just did last night, if you missed them. Michael Dokes versus Chuck Wepner, and Gerry Cooney versus Shannon Briggs. We will avoid fights that actually took place to the best of our ability. And also, we've provided a link to boxrec.com, if you want to look up information on the fighters, or just do a search online yourself using Wikipedia. So let's go to ringside at Yankee Stadium for Pinklon Thomas, Gerry Cooney, scheduled for 15 rounds of boxing, and see who shall advance to round 2. So Pinklon Thomas, wearing his traditional pink trunks, with a record of 43 wins, 7 defeats, 1 draw, 34 by stoppage, is in the prime of his career. All fighters in this tournament are in their prime at top condition. His corner man is Angelo Dundee. He'll act as his trainer and cut man. For Gerry Cooney, 28 wins, 3 losses, no draws, 24 by knockout. His trainer is Victor Valley. And his cut man for this bout is Gil Clancy. His real cut man was Artie Curley. I couldn't find a photo of him, and plus he worked if you're a boxing fan, you know about the Collins-Resto fight in the I think it was early 80s. He was a corner man in there when they pulled the stuffing out of Resto's gloves and basically blinded not blinded, but did a job on Billy Collins' eye, and he never was able to box again. So I really didn't want to use that guy anyway, and I'm glad I didn't find a picture. That was Panama Lewis and Artie Curley were in Louis Resto's corner that night at Madison Square Garden, which was on the undercard, I believe, of Duran and Davey Moore. I think that was on the undercard. That was Louis Resto versus Irish Billy Collins. Tragedy. HBO did a special on that. It was very good. Alrighty, back to our fight. Pinklon Thomas versus Gerry Cooney. And let's take a look at the Pinklon Thomas card. As Greg Gorecki has joined us in the chat, he says, shameful mark on the sport. Yeah, it was. I remember, I didn't see that bout. I actually watched it later on. On the HBO special, they showed a lot of it. So I think the fight is actually on YouTube now, Greg. But I remember reading about that, and I think that was on the undercard at the Garden. I know it was at Madison Square Garden, but I think it was an undercard fight for when Roberto Duran beat Davey Moore for the WBA junior middleweight title. As Greg Gorecki will be going to the Toronto Argonauts game tonight. Enjoy. All right, let's go to the Pinklon Thomas fighter card. Change it up a bit. I like to show the fighter cards just so you can see how the engine is run, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. All right, so Pinklon Thomas hails from Pontiac, Michigan. He stands 6'3" with a reach of 77 inches, and he's going to weigh in at a trim 220 pounds. Nicknamed Pinky, in his traditional pink trunks, pink shoes. Let's go to his ratings now. Actually, let's go to his bio first. Pinklon Pinklon Thomas won the WBC version of the heavyweight title from Tim Witherspoon, 12-round majority decision. I remember watching that fight on HBO. August 31st, 1984. He lost an upset to Trevor Berbick, March 22nd, 1986. In between that, I believe he only defended the title once. A good fight against Mike Weaver in which he knocked out Weaver. Berbick, I want to say, was almost like a 6-1, 7-1, 8-1 favorite. Berbick was an underdog, and he upset him. Berbick took the title by decision. Good wins, big wins, I guess you'd call it, or good wins for Pinklon Thomas. Alfonso Ratliff, who was like a cruiserweight heavyweight. Tim Witherspoon and Mike Weaver. His losses, Trevor Berbick, Mike Tyson, Vander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. Mike Tyson, Vander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, he was past his prime. Tommy Morrison was past his prime. Then he had that draw with Gerry Coetzee, and that draw gave Gerry Coetzee a shot at Michael Dokes. And that was a pretty good fight. That was on CBS, I believe. All right, let's go to the ratings. And Pinklon Thomas can fight either as a boxer or a slugger, and he has a control factor against a boxer or a slugger of 10 apiece. And I believe against Cooney, he will box. Cooney has trouble with boxers. Fighting on the inside is not Pinklon Thomas's cup of tea, you would say, but he's average, 2 out of 4. Outside, that's his proficiency, 4 out of 4. Covering up, he's also quite good at that. Going into the turtle shell, 3 out of 4. Going for the knockout, again, average, 2 out of 4. As Greg Recchi says, yes, the Billy Collins Louis Resto fight was on the Duran Davey Moore undercard. And Thomas will clinch, as you can see, he's quite proficient at it, 71. Intellect, 8 out of 10. Proficiency at what he does, 10 out of 10. Those are good numbers. And again, control factor 10 against a boxer or a slugger. His chin, pretty good. It's a 1. Chin versus the knockdown, 2. Recovery, 2. Resistance to cut, 2. Absorbing punishment, 2. So he's average. He's pretty good there. Killer instinct, 7. Aggressiveness, 7. Endurance, 8. He does have some endurance issues, and it's a 15-round fight. Defense is neutral at 0. Punching power, 8. He likes to work off that jab. He has a very good, educated jab. His trainer, Angelo Dundee, has stated they want to work everything off the Thomas jab in the right hand. They want to disrupt Gerry Cooney as Cooney sets to throw his hellacious left hook. And if you've seen any Gerry Cooney fights, you know what I mean. You always knew when he was going to wind up and throw it. He telegraphed the way he set his punch. Now, granted, it doesn't mean he's not going to hit you with it, but they want to disrupt that. Overall rating, 1 through 15, Pinklon Thomas is a 9. So he's a solid, good fighter. Let's go to the Gerry Cooney biography. So here's Gerry Cooney. And Gerry Cooney, Gentleman Gerry Cooney, or Irish Gerry Cooney, went by Gentleman Gerry Cooney, from Huntington, New York. 6'6" with a reach of 81. Dominant hand is left hand. It's a big left hook that won Gerry Cooney fights. Jab, not bad. Right hand, not that good. He would hook it to the body pretty good, but he would push it with his straight right. I mean, he's a big man, still did damage, but not like his left hook. Cooney's biography. Trainer, Victor Valley. His cut man was Artie Curley. I couldn't find a photo of him, and I really didn't want to use him. I kind of remembered the name, and I started looking up stuff. I said, oh, yeah, that's the guy who was in the Resto corner. Best known, Gerry Cooney, and his best effort was actually a loss, as he was TKO'd in the 14th, I believe, to Larry Holmes, June 11th, 1982, which was a mega fight. That was a mega fight. That's all people talked about. I remember that as a kid. And Cooney did put forth a tremendous effort, but Larry Holmes put forth a better effort. Larry Holmes, a Hall of Famer. And actually, the animosity that they had has gone away. They're actually pretty decent friends. And they do, what's the word I'm looking for? Venues together. That's not the right word. But, they do appearances together on occasions. Both do a lot of great charity work, Larry Holmes and Gerry Cooney. Larry got a bad rap. when he was trying to break Marciano's record. Even I got pissed off at him just because of the things he said, but I think he just got upset with things that people were saying about him. So, Larry Holmes, tremendous fighter, good businessman, and does a lot of charity work for Eastern Pennsylvania. And he's coming up next against Andrew Galata. Good wins for Gerry Cooney, Jimmy Young, Ron Lyle, Kenny Norton, Eddie Gregg, Leroy Boone. S.T. Gordon really was a cruiserweight. That was a good win. Gerry Cooney, people don't know, was a two-time New York City Golden Gloves champ. He did have some boxing ability. His 3 losses come to Larry Holmes, Michael Spinks, and George Foreman, in George Foreman's second coming. Some people say his victories over Jimmy Young, Ron Lyle, they're past their prime, but he took them out the way he was supposed to. Kenny Norton was definitely past his prime, and Eddie Gregg was an okay, solid fighter. He knocked him out in 1. Let's go to Gerry Cooney's ratings. Cooney is a slugger, will foul on occasions. He likes to fight on the inside. He's a 3 out of 4. Outside, he can fight 3 out of 4. Cover up, he's not that good. 1 out of 4. Go for the knockout. That's what Cooney likes to do. Wind up that big left hook and bang away. He's 3 out of 4. He'll clinch at 72. Was a tremendous draw, 9 out of 10. Intellect, he can get off track, 6 out of 10. But he knows what he wants to do. His proficiency is 10 out of 10. Control versus a boxer, 8. Control versus a slugger, 10. Pinklon Thomas, remember, can fight either way. I think they're going to come out as a boxer to control the action of the bout. 2s across the board for chin versus knockdown, chin versus knockout, recovery, and resistance to cut. He absorbs punishment at a 2. Killer instinct is an 8. Hitting power is an 11. He can bang with that left hand. His tremendous punch are the hooks, and it's the left hook. That is the punch. The uppercut's not that bad either, and he actually has a decent left jab. The right hand he pushes. So, again, he digs it better to the body than to the head. His overall rating out of 13 for Title Bout Championship Boxing is an 8. All right. Alan Shaw has joined us. Hello, Alan. Hope all is well. Great victory for England today. They won 2-0, I believe. I was watching the game, but then I had to walk away from it. All right, here we go. We're going to go to ringside now. Just trying to show you more of the engine of the game. I've been doing that more lately, and I will continue. And also the neat thing I've done, because I love photos. Let's just go to the fight options. 15-round fight. There is no bias by the judges. We might try that. Not in this tournament, but in a bout. I've never done that. That could be interesting. The strategies for Thomas and Cooney will be set by the PC Title Bout engine. I'll just do my radio call. It's at Yankee Stadium. I found a great photo with a boxing ring in it at Yankee Stadium. Michael Buffer is the announcer. Randy Newman will ref this bout. Former heavyweight contender in the early 70s. The 3 judges, the usual suspects: Mickey Vann of England, Larry Hazzard of New Jersey, the US of A, and Tony Perez of Puerto Rico. In a case of a rare incident stoppage, anything before 50% of the fight, it will be a technical draw and they will fight over. Anything at 50% or past, they'll go to the scorecards. A rare stoppage, incidental headbutt, for chance. 3 judges score in a 10-point must system. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Mandatory 8 count is in effect. As I stated, 10-point must system. You can never, ever, ever be saved by the bell. I hate that rule that you can be saved in the last round. And the referee or doctor can stop the fight. As Alan Shaw says about England, we played well for a change. Well, you're in the semifinals, my friend. Semifinals. Russia's playing the next game. I can't remember who they're playing. Is it No, Belgium won already. Anyway, so I wish you guys luck. I'm pulling for the England. Let's go to the analysis of this fight. Thomas can fight as a boxer or a slugger. Control factor for 10 against a boxer or a slugger. And Cooney has a control factor of an 8 versus a boxer, or a 10 versus a slugger. I would be in shock if Thomas comes out to slug with Gerrie. I don't think Angelo Dundee planned for that. Let's go to the training real quick. Thomas has above average power at 61 out of 100. But Cooney, 84 out of 100. That's his advantage right there. He's got a bang with that left hand. Endurance, 80 out of 100 for both fighters. Defense, Thomas, you can hit Thomas. He's not the most proficient defensive fighter. He's 50 out of 100. Cooney, 33 out of 100. Hand speed, hands down, goes to Pinklon Thomas. He will work behind that jab. As Alan Shaw says, Russia is playing Croatia. Ooh, that's an ancient battle from the past, World War II. And Cooney's hand speed, 54%. Tactical skills favor Pinklon Thomas. Cooney can get off track, lose focus. And now let's move on to the fight. In appearance counts, Thomas looks in tremendous shape. Gerry Cooney is ready and chafing at the bit to get this thing going. Pinklon Thomas will have Angelo Dundee as his trainer and cut man. Gerry Cooney, Victor Valley as trainer. Gil Clancy, who trained him for the George Foreman fight, will be his cut man. Michael Buffer, the announcer. Yankee Stadium is the venue. I love this photo. Randy Newman will be the referee. Mickey Vann from England, judge number 1. Larry Hazard, judge number 2 from the US of A. And judge number 3, Tony Perez of Puerto Rico. Dave Rodman will be the ringside expert for Title Bout Championship Boxing. Both fighters are in the ring. They move to the center of the ring. Randy Newman now gives the final instructions. No hitting below the belt. No grabbing and hitting. When I say break, break. Watch the rabbit punching and the kidney punching. Any questions to the Pinklon Thomas corner? Angelo Dundee says no. Any questions from the Gerry Cooney corner? Victor Valley just shakes his head. Touch gloves and come out fighting. Another anticipated bout here at Yankee Stadium as we prepare for round 1 scheduled for 15. The winner moves on to round 2 of this championship tournament. Alan Shaw is going for Thomas. Think I'll call my next born son, Pinklon. Pinklon Thomas was a good fighter. He was a good fighter, had a good jab. He was a good fighter. Before we start, I favored Thomas slightly in this. I think he's going to work behind. Again, I have nothing to do with the sim strategy, but I think he's going to work on the outside, the jab right hand. That's what I think. He's going to try to do what Larry Holmes did to Gerry Cooney. So here's the bell for round number 1. Cooney to your right, Thomas to your left. And Thomas and Cooney meet in the center of the ring. Thomas pawing with the jab. Cooney tries to get on the inside. Thomas ties him up. The referee breaks him. No one's throwing any punches. This is a feel-out round. And this is rare. The other bouts we had here, there's no feeling out. Cooney throws a 1-2. And he's countered by a 1-2-3. Jab, right hand, left hook by Thomas. Cooney felt it, backs up a bit. Again, Thomas opens up. The hand speed, the big difference here. Cooney's getting tagged by lefts and rights. The hook there was the power punch. And Cooney's on Queer Street. Thomas opening left, digging to the body and head. 30 seconds left. Cooney comes back with a 1-2 and a hook to the body. That punch by Thomas mixed. Big left hook by Cooney at the end of the round. Staggers Pinklon Thomas. Well, it took a while for the action to get started, but boy, did it. Thomas finally got into a rhythm, worked behind that jab beautifully from the outside, and just was tagging Cooney over and over again and started to dig to the body, and that's when he stayed for dinner a little too long, and that's where Cooney was able to really retaliate. When Thomas started to dig to that body, Cooney started to get his punches off, and at the end, Cooney rattled Pinklon Thomas with a big left hook. I give that round to Pinklon Thomas, though, 10-9. Let's go to the unofficial scorecard. And Dave Rodman, the unofficial scorer for Title Bout Championship Boxing, also gives it to Pinklon Thomas, 10-9. Joining us for the Ohio Tribune once again at ringside at Yankee Stadium, Dog Sidious. For all things Star Wars, check out his channel. Alan Shaw, 10-9. I believe he gives it to Thomas. And Alan Shaw is joining us from the UK, the national paper across the pond. And Greg Gurecki from over the border in Canada. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's quickly go to the Thomas corner. Angelo Dundee very happy, but he's stressing to Pinklon Thomas, do not linger on the inside. He said the body work was good, but do not linger. That's when Cooney was able to get some punches off and tag him with a left hook. Gives Thomas a swig of water. Let's go to the Gerry Cooney corner in Victor Valley. And Gil Clancy. Clancy rubbing Cooney's shoulders as Victor Valley will give the instructions. Valley saying, work that left hook overtime. You got to let your hands go, Gerry. You got to let your hands go. For Gerry Cooney to win this fight, he has to just triple time with the left hook, body and head. Throw, throw, throw. One of Gerry Cooney's regrets, if you watch interviews later, was not that he would ever beat Larry Holmes, but he tried to pace himself in that fight, and it really was a good fight. It's on YouTube. There's a beautiful HD version of it. I suggest if you've never seen it, check it out. It's a fun fight. A lot of atmosphere there. And Alan Shaw, who's from the UK, knows about atmosphere in boxing events because he's from England, and they have some of the best atmosphere for boxing events. All right, let's go to the punch stat numbers for Pinklon Thomas and Gerry Cooney. Thomas landed 32 punches. Cooney landed 20. The majority of Cooney's punches came in the last 45 seconds that he landed. And he rattled the left hook to the body, up to the head. Those are the two hooks that landed. And he rattled Pinklon Thomas at the end. Again, Thomas wore out his welcome on the inside. Thomas worked behind the jab, landed 14 of those jabs in in 2 crosses. And again, Thomas stayed on the inside a little too long. He did work the uppercut well. As we prepare for round number 2, scheduled for 15, bout number 19 in our heavyweight tournament from Yankee Stadium. Here's the bell for round number 2. Thomas is going to stay on the outside, work behind the jab, and as he throws a 1-2, digs a left to the body. Now Cooney comes in, ties up. Cooney wants to stay on the outside from long range also, but he wants to be more offensive. And there, a right hand actually wobbled Thomas. Cooney actually threw it with some oomph. They tie up on the inside. Thomas comes right back on the inside, lets his quicker hands go, works his way out with the jab. Now again, Thomas trying to keep distance. Cooney plodding forward. They tie up. Newman breaks them. Close round here. And again, Thomas just the quicker hands. He nails Cooney on the way in. Cooney's strategy of staying outside is not working. Cooney blocked that right hand. And now Cooney rips to the body. The big left hook. Thomas felt that punch as he goes slowly walking back to his corner. Another close round. I give it to Pinklon Thomas. The strategy of Gerry Cooney staying on the outside to work behind his jab and try to catch Thomas possibly on the way in did not work, as Thomas was able to use his hand speed. And then when Thomas did get on the inside, he let his hands go and got out. Again, the time he lingered too long, Cooney dug that left hook hard to the body. And they're hoping those left hooks to the body pay dividends later in this fight. Both men have stamina issues. Let's go to the scorecard. I give it 10-9 Thomas. Another close round for Pinklon Thomas. Dave Rodman agrees with my scoring. Alan Shaw gives it 10-9 to Cooney. And he has it 19 apiece. Myself and Rodman, the unofficial score for Title Belt Championship Boxing, have it 2018. I could see that round possibly going to Cooney. He did land the harder punches. I think it's bad strategy to try to stay on the outside too long for him. The hand speed will just eat him up, as he seems to want to pace himself like in the Holmes fight. Let's go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. And again, Angelo Dundee's happy, but he says, you got to watch out for that lingering, Pinky. Don't linger. That's when he dug that left hook right into Thomas's rib cage under the elbow. And Gerry Cooney had a hellacious left hook. Nothing to report from the Pinklon Thomas corners when it comes to swelling or cuts. Angelo a little grease around the face. Now we move to the Gerry Cooney corner. The fans like the action there. Victor Valley. Gil Clancy, some light end swell work on both eyes. Valley. You got to be first, Gerry. You got to be first. He goes, even if you're on the outside, you got to be first. and work that left hook to the body. Punch stat numbers before we move on to round 3 here at Yankee Stadium. Pinklon Thomas landed 24 total punches. Gerry Cooney 15. The hooks to the body 4. And Cooney did land a surprise strong right hand. Gerrie has it 20-18. 2 rounds for Thomas. None for Cooney after 2. Thank you, Mr. Gerrie and Mr. Shaw. Thomas, again, did not really... He only landed 4 jabs. Cooney was able to be effective not being hit by those. What Thomas did do was throw more right crosses. And the uppercuts on the inside. Thomas, that's what's worrisome if you're a Pinklon Thomas fan. He seems to be lingering towards the end of the rounds, where he's very comfortable. He hits Cooney fairly well, and then he plants his feet and wants to keep punching, and that's the danger zone. That's where Cooney, to win this fight, has to hurt Thomas, in my opinion, and take him out. I do not think Gerry Cooney can win a decision unless there's knockdowns involved. All right, we prepare for round number 3. Here's the bell for round number 3 here at Yankee Stadium, scheduled for 15. Center of the ring action once again. Who's going to be first? And it's Cooney who's first. He faked to the body, came up to the head with that left hook. Pinklon Thomas backs up, and they tie up. Cooney pushes him away. Both fighters on the outside. Thomas more defensive. Oh, my Lord! Cooney digs a left to the body, up to the head, and then the uppercut. And Thomas feels it. He throws a 3-punch combination, but Cooney is determined to pour it on. Again, Cooney nails him with a left hook. Thomas throws a jab. Cooney parries it away. Thomas digs to the body. Under a minute to go. Good round for Gerry Cooney. Cooney trying to load up, trying to set his feet. He tried again. Left hook to the body, uppercut to the head. Thomas is hurt. A left jab. Cooney misses with the right hand, and there's the bell. And there's a jab by Cooney right at the bell. A huge round for Gerry Cooney. He was able to hurt Thomas early and stayed on top of him. He did not let Thomas get his punches off on the inside. Thomas tried to tie up. Thomas, I want to go to punch stat numbers first. I don't think he worked the jab at all, and I'm right. He only landed 2 jabs, really didn't work it. Gerry Cooney, man, was he bombing away with the hooks. Did he listen to Victor Valley? He listened to the instructions, and he bombed away with the left hook. And then he has that hybrid punch where he digs the left hook to the body, and he comes like up the middle. It's more of it's an uppercut after, but he worked the left hook overtime, landed that 12 times, and then the left uppercut and a couple of right uppercuts 6 times in total, and a decent right cross. Cooney very focused in that round. Cooney landed 34 punches. He wins the round 10-9 in my eyes. Pinklon Thomas, that body work in those first few rounds could be wearing him down already. He only landed 11 punches, and it's a fairly even bout when it comes to punches landed. Thomas through 3 has landed 67. Cooney 69. The big punches coming in round number 3. The body work could be paying off, should be paying off. That is one of the most painful punches in boxing, the Gerry Cooney left hook to the body. And let's go to the unofficial scorecard. And Dave Rodman gives it 10-9 to Cooney, so I am in step with Dave Rodman. I have it 29-28 Pinklon Thomas. Alan Shaw gives that round to Cooney. He has it 28-29 Cooney. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming has showed up at ringside with his lovely wife. And check out that great channel, Bleacher Bums Gaming. Baseball, boxing, auto racing, card and dice. Beautiful stuff. And now let's go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. Angelo Dundee continues to tell Pinklon, do not wear out your welcome on the inside. Again, when Pinklon Thomas lingers, that's when Cooney's able to set his feet and fire that left hook overtime to the head and body, mixing in some left uppercuts and even the right uppercut, which Cooney's pretty effective with. And surprisingly has landed a couple of decent right hands from the outside. Thomas gets some water from Angelo. Angelo again saying, I want you to work on the outside. When he gets on the inside, tie him up, move away, push him away. Hold on for dear life. Let Randy Newman break. On to the Gerry Cooney corner with Victor Valley and Gil Clancy. Gil Clancy. Again, some light end swell work. Victor Valley very happy. He says, Gerry, just keep working that hook. Keep working the hook to the body and head. Keep digging in that body. And as I stated, we're only in round 4 coming up. Cooney has worked the body very well. He's taken punishment. He has taken punishment in the first 2 rounds that dig to the body, but it seems to be paying dividends already early in the fight. We've already done punch stat numbers, so let's move on to round number 4 as Alan Shaw gives us our World Cup update. He says Russia scores. He says goalie made 3 great saves first. Here's round number 4. Action starts off ring center once again. Thomas throws a 1-2. And Cooney ducks under and digs hard to the body and comes up to the head with the hooks once again. Thomas is feeling those blows. Cooney moving in on the inside. Thomas trying to smother him. He lands his own punches from the outside. Oh, and Cooney walks into the right hand. He was trying to load up the big left hook. And Cooney is up at the count of 2. Randy Newman picks up the count at 5. Cooney will take the mandatory 8. And let's see if Pinklon Thomas will open up here. Cooney's in cover-up mode. He's still badly hurt. Cooney parrying away those blows. Thomas landing a left, now a right. Thomas trying to pour it on. A minute to go here in round 4, looking to stop Gerry Cooney. Cooney's on the ropes. Cooney pushes Thomas away. Cooney again covers up. Thomas digs to the head and body, but Cooney is taking those punches on the arms. A good job so far by Gerry. He ties up. Randy Newman breaks them. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Cooney lands a couple of jabs, and there's a bell. Oh, Gerry Cooney had dug hard to the body, up to the head, was looking to load up once again. You can see when he wants to load up with that left hook, and that's what Angelo Dundee and Pinklon Thomas were talking about. They waited, he loaded up, and they caught him coming in. And talk about disrupting timing. The right hand put Gerry Cooney on his tuchus on the canvas. Cooney quickly got up at the count of 2 and took the mandatory 8. But that is a 10-8 round for Thomas. Cooney did do some good work, but he was badly hurt. He actually did a fine job of covering up. Not known for his defense, was able to limit the damage. And we're going to quickly go to the Gerry Cooney corner. Victor Valley and Gil Clancy trying to revive their fighter. Clancy said, come on, Gerry, come on, Gerry. Victor Valley echoing the sentiments. As now Valley's working a little end swell. And he's saying, Gerry, you gotta punch. Just punch, let your hands go. Again, Gerry Cooney, you could see the left hook coming for years. The problem was he threw it fairly quick and effective. And what Angelo Dundee told reporters and newspapermen was, we're going to disrupt every time Gerry Cooney sets his feet to punch. Gerry Cooney was very much punch by numbers, where you could literally see that he wanted to dig in, set his feet, and rip that left hook. And Pinklon Thomas caught him right in between it and dropped him. He put the right hand right on his chin. And again, congratulations to Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming, who is a England fan. He is a native of England. So hats off to your victory, my friend. And Alan Shaw. Let's go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. Very happy, though Dundee still worried with those body punches, but he wants Thomas to stay more on the outside like he did. Cooney has been able to get on the inside. He wants him to disrupt him. He goes, there you go. That's what we trained for. Come on, Pinky. You can do it all day, all night, over and over again. He sets his feet. You know this. We looked at the film. We trained this way. But that's a 10-8 round for Thomas. Rodman also scores a 10-8 round. And after 4 rounds complete, he has it 39 Thomas, 36 Cooney. I am in sync with him. Alan Shaw gives it 10-8 for Thomas, and he has it 38-37 for Pinklon Thomas. So everyone's pretty much close with their scoring. And let's go quickly to the punch stat numbers. Hope everyone's enjoying this fight from Yankee Stadium. Bout number 3 of this time around with Yankee Stadium. Thomas landed 20 punches. Cooney landed 14. Cooney was doing a good job for the first half of the round. And then Thomas tagged him coming in. As again, you can tell when Gerry Cooney, if you can catch him in between punches, he's wide open. And that's what dropped him. That right cross. And Thomas worked well behind the jab. He only really threw one combination that landed. He was basically pot-shotting, even when he had Cooney hurt. Probably should have dug to the body a little more. He didn't. Gerry Cooney was really working the hook well when he got tagged and went down. All right, we move on to round number 5. A lot of excitement here at Yankee Stadium. We've had a third good fight. The other fights were good too. Dokes Wepner and Gerry Quarry and Shannon Briggs. Links are provided in the chat if you want to watch later. If you're here now, stay with us live. All right, here is round number 5. Cooney and Thomas meet in the center of the ring, and Cooney's first, but those punches are blocked, and Thomas counters with a 1-2. Cooney trying to come on the inside, digging to the body hard. Thomas trying to stay on the outside, and he lands the jab and misses with the right hand. Thomas being very effective with the 1-2. Again, that's the combination of choice, the 1-2, the counteract, and again, over and over again, he's rattling Gerry Cooney, keeping him off balance. Cooney is unable to set his feet. Cooney trying to cover up now. Cooney is hurt. Thomas trying to pour it on. Cooney's gloves held high. Again, Cooney trying to duck and dip and keep his gloves high. Thomas opening up. They tie up. They break. 50 seconds ago, it's been, Pinklon Thomas, and he gets the uppercut through the guard of Gerry Cooney. Cooney wobbles, stays up, under 30 seconds to go. Again, Thomas lands a jab, misses with the right hand. Cooney pushing him away. Both fighters throw. There's the bell. A huge round for Pinklon Thomas, following up on the knockdown round. Thomas has taken complete control of this fight at the end of round 5. Wow. Let's go to the punch stat numbers quick. Thomas, 45 punches. I mean, Gerry Cooney, as soon as he got... They have Gerry Cooney's rhythm down now. They know when he sets his feet, and Thomas sees that little advantage and lets his quick hands go and just batter Gerry Cooney. Cooney did his best to stay up, and he did. He did not go down, but he took one hell of a beating. Cooney was only able to land 7 punches. He did land 2 hard hooks to the body, and that was about it. Thomas stayed on the outside, worked beautifully. Behind the jab, he landed 9 thudding right crosses. And his hooks, when he landed, he did not linger. Pinklon Thomas did not linger. He used his boxing ability. Very happy in his corner. Let's quickly go to the Pinklon Thomas corner with Angelo Dundee. And Angelo saying, that's what I'm talking about, Pinklon. You know the routine. You can see when he's going to throw it. We got to constantly disrupt him. Keep it up. We're going to go home early. Move on to the Gerry Cooney corner. World Cup update from Alan Shaw. Croatia has scored. It's a 1-1 game between Croatia and Russia. Thank you for the update, Mr. Shaw. And Victor Valley is very concerned. And now Gil Clancy feverishly working on some swelling on the right eye. And there's 25% swelling, and that's not good to start off with 25% swelling. But he has eaten a lot of punches. Alan Shaw has it 48-46, Pinklon Thomas. You could give this a 10-8 round. I'm not going to. I got to think about that. I might give that a 10-8 round even without a knockdown. Total domination by Thomas. So Clancy works on the eye. And Victor Valley saying, be first, Gerry, be first. And I think that's the best advice you can give him. Be first. Anytime. The problem with Cooney is, all fighters have to set to throw punches, don't get me wrong. But Gerry really set. I mean, you could tell when he was going to throw his punches. go to the unofficial scorecard. 10-9 Thomas by Dave Rodman. And I'm going to give it a 10-8. I'm going to give Thomas two 10-8 rounds in a row. So I have Thomas up 50-45, where Rodman has it 49-45, and Alan Shaw has it 48-46. As he says, it was close to a 10-8 round. All right, we prepare for round number 6. Can Gerry Cooney turn the tide of battle? And let's just check out the endurance. Pinklon Thomas still pretty good. Gerry Cooney starting to fade. So Thomas catching a second wind here, just like he did in the Mike Weaver fight when he defended his title for the only successful time. And here we go. And just like Cooney, Mike Weaver was a big left hooker. And again, Thomas will stay on the outside and fight defensively. Cooney trying to get inside and grip and rip. Thomas working behind the jab. Cooney misses with a 1-2, and Thomas digs to the body and moves away. Side-to-side movement. Now pawing the jab, looking to set up the right hand. And he throws, and Cooney gets his hands up just in time. They tie up. Cooney tries to work his free hands, but Thomas digs to the body and moves away. Thomas punching and moving away, staying to the outside, keeping his hands up. Then he drops them down to try to bait Cooney in, and Cooney lands a 1-2. Scoring blows, not much on. Big left hook by Gerry Cooney, missed. As he loads another big left hook by Cooney, misses. And Thomas counters with a 1-2. Under 30 seconds to go here. And there's a huge left hook to the head. Now the uppercut. Thomas backs up. Cooney lands. And there's the bell. Cooney might have stolen the round at the end. Tremendous punches at the end by Gerry Cooney. A very close round. Thomas goes a little weebling and wobbling back to his corner. Thomas lingered a little too long on the inside. You can hear Angelo Dundee screaming at him, saying, "What the hell, Pinky?" Thomas basically dominated 3/4 of that round. Again, not always scoring, but he dictated the pace, was landing the punches he wants, was not getting hit. And then he stayed on the inside too long. He lingered, and when you linger with Gerry Cooney, you're bound to get hit by the left hook. And he did get hit with a left hook. I give a close round 10-9 Gerry Cooney, as he, in my eyes, stole it at the end. Rodman, unofficial score, gives it 10-9 Pinklon Thomas. So he has it 59-54. I have it 58-55. Alan Shaw also gives a close round to Gerry Cooney. He has it 57-56. Thank you for scoring, Mr. Shaw. Hope all is well. And let's just go to the punch stat numbers. They're going to be close. Thomas landed 20 punches. Again, the majority of that was the first 3/4 of the round. Gerry Cooney landed 14. And almost all those hard punches, those 14 punches, the hard ones, which were pretty much all of them, came in the last 45 seconds of the round. And in my eyes, he stole the round. As Alan Shaw says, aggression always gets it for me. As Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming says, wow, I have Thomas by 2. As Anthony also says from the Arizona Times, from Bleacher Bums Gaming, check out that wonderful channel. Trading big shots. What does our guest judge say? Well, I think Thomas does not want to linger, and that's what Angelo Dundee is telling him. Do not linger. That's when he gets in trouble. And now, as we quickly go to the corner there before the start of the next round, he's just saying it over and over again. Pinky, do not linger. Stay on the outside. Left jab, right hand. Left jab, right hand. Work on the swelling. Lump him up. He almost seems like he doesn't want Thomas to dig to the body. That's where Thomas has gotten in trouble. When Pinklon Thomas starts to dig to the body, Cooney has his opportunity, and he takes advantage of it. And the swelling has moved up from the 1-2s that Thomas have landed. The swelling's now at 29%. Again, Gil Clancy working hard in that corner with the end swell, pushing the swelling to the side to try to keep Cooney's vision open on that right eye. Victor Valley says, dig hard, Gerry. Dig hard. Throw the left hook. Throw it hard. Bad intentions, Gerrie. Bad intentions, which he has been throwing it with bad intentions. And we prepare for round number 7, as we're almost halfway through this bout scheduled for 15. There's the bell, round 7. Can Gerry Cooney turn the tide? Again, center of the ring. And Cooney lands 2 jabs and a straight right. Thomas ties up. Cooney looking to load up. Again, Thomas ties up on the inside. Cooney wants to work the left hand. Thomas not letting him. Thomas trying to stay on the outside, work behind the jab. And a 4-punch combination from the outside lands on Cooney's head. Cooney's swelling is getting worse. Oh, a big right hand misses by Thomas. Cooney felt the breeze. A counter right by Cooney grazes Thomas. And now Thomas comes back with a 1-2. Thomas a little more active. Cooney looking to load up with that left hook. Again, trying to set himself. Both fighters through. Cooney was more effective. Under a minute to go here. Under 30 seconds to go. Cooney pushing him back towards the ropes. Misses with the 1-2. They tie up under 10 seconds. There's the bell. Cooney was the aggressor. That is a close round. I give it even. I give it even. Cooney he scored punches but never landed a big thudding punch. Thomas did land a good couple of 1-2 combinations. That swelling's getting worse on the Cooney eye. Let's go to the Cooney corner and check out that swelling. And that's up to 30%. And Gil Clancy feverishly working the end swell, pushing the swelling down and away to try to keep that right eye open. Victor Valley sensing that Gerry Cooney's just got to go for it now. I'm sensing that he's going to go for the KO next round. Be ultra aggressive. Let's go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. I gave that round even. And Angelo Dundee, again, he says, Pinky, when you stay on the outside, you land in 1s and 2s all day. All day, all night. The jab, right hand. Forget the body. Don't stay on the inside. 1-2 all day, we win easy. But what Gerry Cooney does do when he gets in punching range, he's ripping to the body, and sometimes Pinklon Thomas's legs might not be there. He's definitely neither fighter is fresh like the beginning. Now let's go to the traits quickly. Thomas's endurance starting to wane, but you can see Cooney's endurance, though he had a better round, is going a little quicker than Pinklon Thomas's. And now let's go to the punch stat numbers. Thomas landed 14 punches. Gerry Cooney landed 13. I gave the round even. And Dave Rodman gives it 10-9 to Pinklon Thomas. So he now has Pinklon Thomas up 6 points, 69-63. I have it. I gave it even, so I had it 50. I still have Thomas up by 4 points. Alan Shaw also gives it even, 10-10. He has Thomas up by 1, 67-66. It's been one good fight. It's been another entertaining fight here from Yankee Stadium. We move on to round number 8. Oops, corner view. And Gerry Cooney's going for it, as I thought. And Thomas staying in there, digging to the body. He wants Angelo's screaming to stay on the outside. Big left hook missed by Cooney, and Thomas counters with a 1-2-3. And again, Angelo saying, stay on the outside counter. The 1-2 misses by Thomas there. Cooney winds up and throws. He misses, and he eats 2 Thomas jabs. And there, a good 1-2 by Cooney. Again, the surprise right hand stuns Thomas. Bang, left hook by Gerry Cooney. That wavers Thomas. Thomas starts to back up. Cooney winding up once again with the left hook, and he misses. Thomas is hurt. Thomas digs a 1-2 to the body, but he's staying too long on the inside. And now he's letting his hands go on the inside. He's working hard. He's winning this round. He ties up. Under 10 seconds to go. Thomas will win the round, and he ends it with 2 jabs in Cooney's face. So Pinklon Thomas, after being badly staggered by a hellacious left hook, Cooney then tried to follow it up with 3 more of them, but he missed. Thomas regained his senses, stayed right in the pocket, and just let his hands go, and he scored beautifully on the inside. Thomas wins a convincing round 8, 10-9. Again, Thomas was hurt by the big left hand of Gerry Cooney. And that's after he got tagged. He stood in the pocket. Cooney had his opportunity, but did not take advantage of it. Thomas, to his credit, did a wonderful job on the inside, side to side, using the angles, and Cooney never hit him with that left hook again to the head. At least not big. 10-9, Thomas, go to the scorecard. I now have Thomas up by 5. Dave Rodman has Thomas up by 7, 79-72. Alan Shaw gives it 10-9 to Thomas in the chat. He has Pinklon Thomas up 77-65. Let's quickly go to the Gerry Cooney corner. Swelling's at 46%. That eye is going to be a slit soon. And Gerry Cooney cannot see the punches coming. And that's why when we go to the Pinklon Thomas corner, you're going to hear Angelo Dundee say, stay on the outside. 1-2s all day. Left hand, left jab, right hand, left, right. Rinse and repeat. But in the Cooney corner, Victor Valley saying, go for it. You got to knock him out, Gerry. You got to knock him out. There has been one knockdown scored. It was by Pinklon Thomas. You could say it was a flash knockdown, but he caught Cooney coming in, loading up with a left hook. Down went Gerry. Gerry got up at the count of 2 a few rounds back. Again, feverishly working on that eye is Gil Clancy. The right eye, the swelling's at 46%. Let's go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. And Angelo Dundee says, I don't want you going to the body anymore. No more body punches. Everything from the outside. Jab, right hand, move away. Jab, right hand, move away. Mix in a 1-2-3 every now and then, but no inside fighting. Now, will Pinklon Thomas adhere to his cornerman's advice, which is sound advice? He says, work that eye, we'll get a stoppage. Let's go to the traits, and I just like to look at endurance. Pinklon Thomas still pretty good, and Gerry Cooney is done. He's looking for his second win. Punch stat numbers. Pinklon Thomas landed 44 blows. Cooney 13. Again, Cooney did tag him. But then Thomas, to his credit, again, against Angelo Dundee's wishes, stayed on the inside. And just scored blow after blow. They might not have been all hard shots, but he scored. And he's lumping up that eye. And the swelling is at 46%. So the hand speed has been a factor. And now the swelling does not help Gerry Cooney at all. And that's why if you stay on the outside, move towards that eye that's swollen, he's not going to see the right hands or the jab coming. Here's the bell for round number 8. Gerry Cooney is going aggressively towards Pinklon Thomas. And now a left hook to the body, up to the head, right cross, right uppercut. Thomas is hurt, backing up. Thomas is covering up. Cooney opening up, going for broke here. He's got to land another big punch. Thomas parrying away blow after blow. A 1-2 gets through by Cooney. Again, a solid right hand. Another 1-2-3 by Cooney. Cooney looking to take out Pinklon Thomas. This is his moment. Thomas tries to bear in. Cooney pushes him away, misses with the right hand, misses with the uppercut. Thomas lands 3 jabs and tries to get distance. Now covers up again. Big left hook missed by Gerry Cooney. Thomas counters him with a 1-2. Under a minute to go. 1-2 misses by Cooney. 30 seconds in this round. It's been a big Gerry Cooney round. Left hook misses by Gerry Cooney. 10 seconds to go. Cooney lands a jab. Thomas digs to the body. There's the bell as they tie up. A big round for Cooney. Cooney came out to destroy Thomas. He hurt him badly. Thomas was in cover-up mode. Towards the end of the round, Thomas did counter a bit. That's a big round for Cooney, 10-9. But he does not get what he needs so desperately. A knockdown and a knockout. The body work has paid dividends. Pinklon Thomas has just not been able to stay on the outside like he wants, like his corner wants. Quickly to the scorecards. 10-9 Cooney, that's the first round he has won since round 3 in my eyes and Dave Rodman's eyes. And Rodman, the unofficial scorer for Title Belt Championship Boxing, has it 88 Thomas, 82 Cooney. I have it 87-83 Thomas. Alan Shaw in the chat gives it 10-9 to Cooney. He has it 86-85. He has it very close. Quickly to the Pinklon Thomas corner. And Angelo Dundee is saying, you got to move, stay on the outside, jab right hand, jab right hand, jab right hand. Dundee just keeps repeating it over and over again. Throw your jab, your right hand, and get the hell out of there. Side to side, move away. Use the jab, keep him off balance. He's saying, Pinky, he's got to set his feet. If he can't set his feet the way he wants, he won't punch. No nicks, cuts, abrasions, or bruises out of the ordinary in the Pinklon Thomas corner. Just the normal wear and tear in a pugilistic contest, as we like to say. Now quickly to the Gerry Cooney corner. And Victor Valley is just pumping him up. He goes, Gerry, you got him, Gerry. You got him. Go get him, Gerry. Get him. Gil Clancy echoes the sentiments as he works on the swelling on that right eye of Cooney. It's gone down slightly. It's still bad, 43%. And simple instructions to Gerry. Go knock out Pinklon Thomas. And Thomas took a bad beating in that round. His endurance has dropped quite a bit. Cooney still praying for that second wind. Did he use all of his energy, what was left, in that effort to knock out Pinklon Thomas in round 9? Is there anything left at all in the tank of Gerry Cooney? Let's go to the punch stats. Thomas did land 21 punches, some early, some late, as he did rally a bit towards the end. After he covered up, he countered nice. He actually outlanded Cooney by 1. Cooney landed 20. Cooney definitely landed the more thudding blows, though. As he had Thomas badly hurt, but Thomas never touched the canvas. His feet touched the canvas, but nothing else. Here's the bell for round 10. Can Gerry Cooney sustain the attack? Ring center, they tie up. Both fighters look tired. They look to tie up again. Randy Newman says fight. Again, a lot of pawing with the punches. Both men are very tired. They tie up again on the inside. Cooney looking for that one big punch. He throws, he misses. Thomas just staying on the outside, pawing his jab. No one really landing anything yet. A few boo-bird. Now Thomas lands a 1-2, just scoring blows. Could be enough. Again, Thomas lands a 1-2 as Cooney tries to set and load that left hook. Now Thomas digs to the body. That's dangerous. He needs to get out of there. 30 seconds to go. And Thomas lets his hands go in the 3-punch combination. Cooney trying to get his hands up under 15 seconds. Big left hook by Cooney in retaliation. Thomas knees buckles, and there's the bell. Oh, Cooney's big punch came at the end. Cooney finally lands a big left hook, but it comes with about 7 seconds in the round. And Thomas walks back very gingerly to the corner. Dundee quickly brings him back, sits him down on the stool. Thomas won that round. Again, Thomas got in trouble. He stayed on the inside working the body. Both fighters very tired. Angelo saying, 1-2 tie up. 1-2 tie up. If you can't move as much anymore, you got to tie up on the inside. We can quickly go to the Gerry Cooney corner. Swelling has gone down again, down to 44%. Actually gone up 1%. 44 is 43 before. So Clancy's done pretty good work. It's not gone over 50%, but again, it's giving Cooney a lot of trouble. He can't see those right hands coming. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming says TKO for Thomas, 11th or 12th. I can see that. Alan Shaw has about scored 96-94 for Pinklon Thomas. Simple instructions from Victor Valley and Gil Clancy in the Cooney corner. Knock him out. You're way behind, Gerry. Way behind. Unofficial scorecard. Cooney gets gets another round. 10-9. So he's getting closer, but I still think he needs a knockdown, knockout. Dave Rodman, unofficial score, has it 97-92 for Thomas. I have it 96-93 for Thomas. So Cooney is closing the gap, but he's exhausted. I don't know how many more times you can go to an empty tank. Thomas is held out a little better. Thomas's legs are no longer there. That's why he lingers on the inside and ends up getting tagged with left hooks. Wait a second. Wow, he gave round 10 to Gerry Cooney? No, I give it to Pinklon Thomas. Holy cow, I looked at it. Wow. So, I went back and go, wait a second, I think he gave it to Gerry Cooney. I was thinking about that. I'm talking like, I think he gave it to, I looked real quick. So he has it 97-92. And I have it 97-92 also. But I give the round to Pinklon Thomas. Okay. I knew, I'm like talking, I'm like, wait a second. Alright, here we go. Round 11. Cooney going for broke. Thomas wants to stay outside, work behind the jab. He lands 3 nice jabs and moves away. He can win the... Oh my Lord! Cooney feet to the body and went up to the head. And Thomas felt that he is hurt. Cooney's got to follow up now. Thomas trying to stay on the outside and parry away the Cooney punches. Pawing the jab. He lands a 1-2 as Cooney tries to come in. Cooney looking to load up with those big punches. Right hand missed by Gerry. Thomas counters him with a 1-2. Thomas getting close, dangerously close to the ropes, trying to work his way off the ropes. Cooney trying to keep him on the ropes. They tie up, they break. Under a minute to go. Gerry has not landed another big punch. Those punches missed by Cooney. Now Thomas digs to the body, and he's lingering on the inside. He has no legs, Thomas. But Thomas again lets his hands go. Cooney not taking advantage. Big left hook just missed Thomas's chin. There's the bell. Thomas out-hustles Gerry Cooney and wins that round 10-9. So Thomas is in the danger zone. Cooney cannot take advantage of it. 10-9 Thomas. Rodman scores at 10-9 Thomas. We both have it 107-101. Pinklon Thomas over Gerry Cooney. Alan Shaw, 90s. Oh, that's from the last round. We'll wait for Alan Shaw. Scorecard. And now let's go to Thomas' corner. And Angelo Dundee's just saying, watch out for the left hook. He realizes Pinklon Thomas's legs aren't there. He says, try to work behind the jab on the inside. Tie him up. And if you're going to punch quick, then tie him up. So, Thomas is in danger zone territory now. He cannot move away like he did before. His legs are gone. The body work has paid dividends for Gerry Cooney. It's just that Cooney's exhausted and cannot throw punches and maintain the attack. Alan Shaw comes with his scoring after 11. 106 Thomas, 103 Cooney as we prepare for round 12. Victor Valley, you got to knock him out. It's very simple, Gerry. And Cooney knows this. Gil Clancy knows this. Victor Valley knows this. All the fans watching at Yankee Stadium and on the television and listening to the radio call know this. The swelling's now gone up to 48%. Clancy has done a beautiful job to keep it under 50%. Punch stat numbers before round 12. Pinklon Thomas scored a lot of blows. 38 punches landed. Again, they were scoring blows. They weren't hard. I mean, they're hard. You get hit by a heavyweight, it hurts. But he just let his hands go. He worked behind the jab quite nicely when he was able to stay on the outside. But Cooney was able to get on the inside. He landed one hellacious left hook. Could not follow up the punishment. Cooney only landed 7 punches. Cooney is exhausted. And we prepare for round 12, and into the breach once again goes Gerry Cooney. Thomas still has some endurance left. Cooney out on fumes. TKO looking good here. That's the call for Bleacher Bums Gaming. He's saying TKO 11 or 12. And here's the bell for round number 12. Cooney very slowly off the stool to the center of the ring. Both fighters tired. And they're just pawing with their punches. And Thomas gets out first, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Big left hook by Thomas, misses. Thomas wants to stay on the outside, but Cooney easily is able to get on the inside. He's just not punching under 2 minutes to go. Cooney blocks that punch. Thomas lands a 1-2 and now tries to move away on unsteady legs. Again, he lands a 1-2 and moves away on unsteady legs. Thomas just letting his hands go. Thomas digs to the body on the inside and tries to move away. And now just letting his hands go. Cooney has no answer for this. He is just being tagged, repeated and repeated, over and over again, combination after combination. The swelling looks bad. Newman looking on. Cooney not defending himself. He is eating punch after punch after punch. There's the bell. Wow. Pinklon Thomas, again, just let his hands go. He just scored punch after punch after punch. The swelling is awful. We quickly go to the Cooney corner. It's 64%. He cannot see out of it anymore. He did not see those right hands coming. And bam, 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 left hook, right hand, left hook, left jab. Over and over again. Thomas just continually with the 1-2s, mixing in a couple of 1-2-3 combinations. Angelo Dundee very happy. Again, Thomas moved away a little bit. His legs aren't really there. But what he did do was keep a tiring Gerry Cooney off balance. Cooney never able to set and throw any punches to any effectiveness. I do not think he scored a scoring blow on any punches he threw. Randy Newman goes to the corner. He's asking for the doctor. So while they take a look, let's quickly go to the Pinklon Thomas corner. Angelo Dundee very happy with Pinklon Thomas. He goes, that's what you got to do, champ, over and over again, still warning him not to linger too long on the inside. And now what he means is get your punches off and tie up, because he knows his fighter cannot move away side to side very effectively. In actuality, he might get caught trying to move away. Looks like they're going to let the fight continue. I think Gerry Cooney has 3 minutes left. I think this will be a TKO if he does not do big damage here. Go to the punch stat numbers. Oh, what a whitewash by Pinklon Thomas. Cooney landed nothing. Not one scoring blow. He ate everything. He cannot see the punches coming. Very reminiscent of his championship shot against Larry Holmes late in the fight, where he just ate punch after punch after punch. And it was the hooks. Now, on the inside, again, Pinklon Thomas let his hands go. They were not big blows, but they were scoring blows. And Cooney is lumped up very bad at 64% of swelling around that right eye. Good inside work. As we know, Gerry Cooney is done. It'd be a miracle. He's got to land a go-home punch. I don't think he has it in him anymore. We prepare for the hard luck round, round 13. Cooney, very simple instructions from Victor Valley. And the sentiment is repeated by Gil Clancy. Knockout. And Cooney's going for it. And again, Thomas is going to try to stay on the outside and pot shot him as he come in. 1-2-3 by Thomas. His hand speed is just so much quicker. Cooney misses with a slow, big left hook. There goes Cooney! The left hook was countered by Thomas. And Newman picks up the count at 3. Cooney is up at 4 to his credit.
6.
Newman will continue with the mandatory 8 count.
8.
Beautiful counter shots drop Gerry Cooney. Newman's going to let it go. Newman looking. Thomas trying to end it here. He's dropped Cooney for a second time. Cooney trying to cover up, backing towards the ropes. Thomas looking to load up. He should just let his hands go. Now he does, but he misses. 1-2 lands by Thomas. He's tired. He digs to the body now. Both fighters very tired. Again, Cooney ties him up. Under 30 seconds to go. They tie up once again. Thomas is almost as exhausted as Cooney. Cooney fires a big left hook that misses Thomas's chin by inches. They tie up, and the bell is there. Wow! Pinklon Thomas in total control of this bout. He drops Gerry Cooney for the second time. Cooney wound up with a left hook. Thomas once again countered him like he dropped him the first time. Jab, bam! Right hand on the jaw, down went Gerry. But gentlemen, Gerry got up at the count of 4. Alan Shaw scores at 10-8 for Thomas. He now has Pinklon Thomas in the lead, 126-119. You got to be thinking about stopping this fight in the corner if you're Victor Valley and Gil Clancy. Let's quickly go to the Gerry Cooney corner. And the swelling, Gil Clancy's done a miracle job. He's got it down from 64% to 54. I think it was 64, down to 54. But still, Gerry can't see the punches coming. Got dropped by the 1-2 after a big left hook. And again, he's not throwing it with as accurate or as fast. And Pinklon Thomas, even a tiring Pinklon Thomas, is able to counter it and drop Cooney. Angelo Dundee says, no risks now. No risks. This fight is won. 6 minutes to go. The fight is won. Jab, right hand, tie up. If you can't stay on the outside. Punch stat numbers. Thomas landed 25 punches. Cooney, not one official scoring below was landed. Cooney's exhausted. Quickly to the scorecard. I'm in step for step with Dave Rodman now, the unofficial scorer. He and I both see it 127 Thomas, 118 Cooney, 6 minutes to go. This fight could be over. Doctor again takes a look at Gerry Cooney. Asks him, do you want to go on? He says yes. Doctor tells Randy Newman, keep an eye on it. Here's the bell for round 14. Will Pinklon Thomas take out Gerry Cooney in 14 like Larry Holmes did? 1-2 by Cooney, misses. And he's countered. 1-2-3 by Thomas. Thomas staying on the outside. Now on the inside, he ties up. They push away. A few boo birds. Both fighters exhausted here. Thomas just plowing with the jab. Cooney has no energy. Oh! He walked into a right hand right on the chin. Down he goes for the third time. Newman picks up the count at 4 from the timekeeper. It's at 5, 6, 7, 8. Cooney's up. Newman rubs off the gloves. Thomas trying to open up now. Cooney covering up. Cooney's in trouble in the corner. He's just taking punishment. Blows landing over and over again. He's trying to parry away the punches. Thomas is exhausted. Both men wrestling on the inside under 30 seconds to go. Big left hook by Thomas, missed. Under 15 seconds to go. Will Cooney survive the round? Thomas throws, and there is the bell. Another 10-8 round. We go to round 15. Gerry Cooney has nothing left. He has become a human punching bag in these last 2 rounds, 3 rounds, more of these last these last 9 minutes. He has taken a horrible beating. He has gotten up. The fight should be stopped. Swelling at 47%. Victor Valley wants to stop it. Gerry says no. Gil Clancy trying to advise Cooney to stay on the stool, but he says no. He wants to go out on his shield, like he did in the Holmes fight. Angelo Dundee, very ecstatic in the Pinklon Thomas corner. He goes, we got it, champ, we got it. No risks, no risk. 3 minutes, jab, tie up, 1-2, tie up. Do not let him get his punches off. I don't know if Dundee really thinks that Cooney can get any more punches off. He has been totally inept. He's exhausted these last 3 rounds. Punch stat numbers are going to be a total whitewash. Pinklon Thomas tiring. He did land 19 punches, though, and dropped Cooney as he just caught Cooney coming in. Again, Cooney trying to load up. He put all of his energy probably in that left hook he was going to throw. But again, he sets. You know when he's going to throw it. And Thomas is able. He has Cooney's rhythm down. Tagged him, and down went Gerry for a 3rd time in this fight. He's gone down in back-to-back rounds now. Let's go to the unofficial scorecard. 137-126 with 3 minutes to go. I'm in agreement with Dave Rodman. Cooney went down in the 4th. Then again in the 13th and the 14th. I also gave another 10-8 round when Pinklon Thomas just totally blitzed him. Final 3 minutes of action. Can Cooney survive the 3 minutes? Thomas is well on his way to the 2nd round. They have to be concerned, though. Thomas does tend to linger too long. Again, blind draw for the 2nd round. We don't know who he's going to fight. And here's the final 3 minutes of action. Cooney needs a miracle knockout. And Thomas is just covering up and moving away. Cooney pursues. He throws punches. He misses, and Thomas lands a 1-2 and moves away. Hands held high. Again, when I say move away, it's on. Oh! Cooney lands a long right hand! Thomas's knees buckled. Now both fighters stationary, bending away. Thomas came back. Neither fighter has energy. They tie up. Thomas is just right there for Cooney to hit, but he has nothing left. He put all of his energy into the right hand. Thomas throws a 1-2 that lands. Under a minute 15 to go here. Again, Cooney cannot get his punches off. Thomas just pecking away with the jab. Under a minute to go. They tie up. Thomas just pawing the jab out there. Cooney's exhausted. A stiff wind might drop him. Cooney does land a 1-2. 30 seconds to go in this bout. Both fighters throw and miss. Now Thomas lands 2 jabs, pushes Gerrie away, staggers backwards. 5 seconds to go. There's the bell. Pinklon Thomas wins a close, sloppy, slow, exhausting for these fighters. Round 15, and he will win, in my opinion, a lopsided decision. A unanimous decision, in my opinion, and move on to round 2. Gerry Cooney stayed on his feet. He survives the fight. Total domination second half of the fight by Pinklon Thomas. Cooney did have a few moments, though it was either round 9 or 10 that Rodman gave a round to Cooney that I gave to Thomas. So in reality, it's total domination in this fight by Pinklon Thomas. 146-136, 10-point victory for Pinklon Thomas, unofficially by myself and Dave Rodman. Let's go to Alan Shaw in the chat. He has it 146-136. Wow, we all came out to the same scores at the end. We got there a little different, but we all had the same scores. And Anthony, reporting for Bleacher Bums Gaming Channel, check out that wonderful channel. He says, give Cooney credit for hanging on. Comfortable win for Thomas. Absolutely. And we're just going to go to the results. Michael Buffer has the call. Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have tallied their scorecards. Here is your decision. I don't think there's any suspense for this. Mickey Van of England sees the fight 145-137. 1 point difference from us. Larry Ezzard of the United States scores the fight 147-135. It's a unanimous decision, Pinklon Thomas. Tony Perez of Puerto Rico scores at 146-133. We're step in step with Tony Perez. The winner by unanimous decision, moving on to the second round, Pinklon Thomas. As Gerry Cooney and Thomas congratulate each other for a hard, well-fought fight. Got sloppy at the end. Both men were exhausted. So Pinklon Thomas will improve with the sim bout to 44 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, 34 by knockout. Gerry Cooney's out of the tournament. He falls to 28 wins, 4 losses, no draws, 24 KOs. Even at the end, where's the endurance? At the end, finally, at the very end of the fight, Thomas's endurance was all gone. Gerry Cooney just couldn't, he was exhausted. Couldn't do anything. Showed a big heart, though. Pinklon Thomas landed 40.4% of his punches. Gerry Cooney, because he basically landed nothing the last third of the fight, 18%. Just under 19%, 18.7%. Punches landed for in the fight in total. Pinklon Thomas 417. Gerry Cooney 176. Again, Cooney was MIA when it came to punches landed the last third of the fight. Total punches. Pinklon Thomas was a busy beaver. 1,033. Cooney threw 942. He just didn't land. Pinklon Thomas landed 129 jabs. Cooney, the puncher of choice, the left hook, and most of these hooks are left hooks, 53. He never dropped Thomas. He rattled him a couple of times, had him hurt badly in one round, just could not get the finishing blows. Thomas dropped Gerry Cooney 3 times. It was a total whitewash for Pinklon Thomas. He will move on to the second round. Our next bout up, maybe later tonight, or possibly tomorrow. Larry Holmes will take on Andrew Galata. As Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming says, Alan, give me a couple of new heavyweights you would like to be included in the initial 100 for the game release. And then Anthony says, thank you for the fight, Al. Well done as always. Are you? Do you have heavyweight? Do you have? I'm thinking. You have Oscar Bonavena. You have Roland Lastarza. Oh, those are good ones. I was thinking those too, Alan. Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. That'd be pretty interesting. Bleacher Bums Gaming says Holmes, unanimous decision. That's his prediction over Andrew Galata. I'm thinking Holmes stoppage myself, but all right. Let's go back to the fighters. Thank you very much to Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Thank you to Dog Sidious, who was with us. And check out that wonderful channel, Dog Sidious, all things related to Star Wars and entertainment. Thank you to Bleacher Bums Gaming with Anthony. Check out his channel, Card and Dice Baseball. Red, White, and Blue Auto Racing. A lot of fun. Go Mooch Man. That's my favorite racer. I want a top 10 finish for the Mooch Man. And boxing. He just developed a wonderful dice boxing game with some cards. Glory Days Boxing. And thank you to our good friend Alan Shaw from across the pond in the UK. And our good friend Greg Gurecki in the north in Canada. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Greatly appreciate it. If you like, please hit the like button. Share it. I greatly appreciate that. I like doing this. I'm glad some people enjoy this. So, all right. Till next time, watch out for that big left hook. Health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And as always, peace.